Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear students, our today's lesson will be about tenses. So we will talk about present simple and present continuous. Now let's begin talking about present simple. Present simple. First of all, we have to talk about the form of it. The form is the same for the pronouns I, we, you, and they. So we have to use the first verb, I mean verb 0, with I, we, you, and they. So if we note the word work here, the word work here is verb 1. I work from 9 to 5 p.m. The second sentence, they don't work full time. Don't work. Here is the present simple, but in negative. The third sentence is, where do you work? Where do you work? So here we use do to make a sentence or a question in this sentence. But with the pronouns he, she, and it, we have to add is or es to the verb and use does, doesn't in the negative or in the questions. So if we have the pronouns he, she, or it, we have to add is or es to the verb, and we have to use does, doesn't in questions and short answers, like number 1, he doesn't work at weekends. So if we notice here, we use does not because the subject pronoun is he. So we use does not in the negative. He does not work at weekends. The second sentence, which is question, we use does. Where does she live? You have to notice that the verb live, yes, here we omit the is letter. We omit the is letter because we use does. So there is no need to put lives with is because we use does. Now, short answers. We can make short answers like, do you live in Bristol? Do you live in Bristol? So the answer will be, yes, we do. There is no need to say, yes, we do live in Bristol. So do is a short answer. And if the subject pronoun is he, as we have said earlier, we have to use does. Like, does he have a car? No, he does not. No, he does not. Now let's move to the use or the usage of this verb, I mean present simple. Where can we use it? The present simple is used to express, yes, an action that happens again and again. I mean a habit. If we want to talk about an everyday habit, everyday action, we have to use present simple, like I go to work by car. So here, going to work is a habit, is an everyday action. So we have to use a present simple in this sentence. Another example, she drinks 10 cups of coffee a day. She drinks 10 cups of coffee a day. So her habit is to drink 10 cups of coffee every day. So here we have to use a present simple in this sentence. Another use for this tense is a fact that is always true. A fact. Here we have to focus on this word, a fact. It's a main word. Fact that is always true. It's true in the past, it's true in the present, and it's true in the future. So we have to use this sentence, like Ronaldo comes from Brazil, we have to use it in present simple because it's true in the past, in the present, and in the future. Ronaldo comes from Brazil. Yes, it's true. My daughter has brown eyes. It's a fact, so we use it in present simple. A third use of this tense is a fact that is true for a long time, and we can call it a state. A fact that is true for a long time, and we can call it a state, like he works in a bank. So working in a bank is an action that is true for a long time. Yes, I live in a flat near the center of town, and here living in a flat is another action which is true for a long time. So working and living are actions that are true for a long time, and we call them states. So he works in a bank. Here we have to note the S letter. We add S to the verb because the subject is he, or the subject pronoun is he. And in the second sentence, live, we used live in verb 1. We don't have to add anything to the verb. I live in a flat near the center of town. Now we will talk about something else, which is spelling. So if we want to add, for example, s to the verb, sometimes we add s, and in other occasions, in other words, we can add es. So spelling of he, she, it forms. Most verbs add just s to base form of the verb, like want becomes wants. Yes, here we add just s, the s letter. Eat, eats. Also we have to add just s. Help, helps. Drive, drives. But in other words, like for example, like kiss, wash, watch, fix, go, we have to add es to the verb. So sometimes we add es to verbs that end in double s, like kiss, kisses. So here we add e plus s, es. Yes, we add es also to verbs that end in sh, like the verb wash. So we add es to the verb wash to become washes. Yes, we add es also to verbs that end in ch, like watch, watches. And to the verb that ends in x, like fix, fixes. And we add es to verbs that end in o, finally, like go, goes. Yes. Now for verbs that end in a consonant plus the letter y, we have to change the y to I and add es, like the word or the verb carry. So carry here ends with a consonant plus y. We have to change the y into I and add es. It becomes carries. The same thing happens with fly, worry, try. So they are flies, worries, and tries. But verbs that end in a vowel plus y. So here we have to pay our attention to the vowel. Yes, to the letter which is preceded by y. If it's for a vowel, we have to add only the s letter. Yes, like. But verbs that end in a vowel plus y, we have to add only an s letter, like buy, say, play, enjoy. So there is no need to add es, we have to add just s. Buys, says, plays, enjoys. If we look at this letter, it's u, it's a vowel. And this letter is a vowel. This letter is a vowel, and this letter is a vowel, so we have to add just s. Now adverb frequency. In the simple present or present simple, we have frequency adverbs, and we often use them with this tense. They are never, rarely, hardly, sometimes, often, usually, and always. These words are adverbs of frequency, and we use them with the present symbol, If we want to ask about the location, the place of the adverbs of frequency, yes, they go before the main verb. They go before the full verb, but after the verb to be. If the sentence has verb to be, so they go after the verb to be. And if there is no verb to be, if the sentence has a full verb, a main verb, they go before the main verb. And we can note that in the examples, example number 1, I usually start at 9. So here the main verb is start, and usually comes before the main verb. The second sentence, I rarely see Peter these days. I rarely see Peter these days, and rarely here becomes before the main verb see. If we look at the third sentence, they are usually here by now. Here usually comes after the verb to be are. And in the following sentence, we are rarely at home at weekends. Here also the adverb of frequency rarely comes after are, after the verb to be are. So we have to pay our attention to the location, to the place of frequency adverbs. Now, sometimes and usually can also go at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. Yes, they are true at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. But here we are talking about just sometimes and usually. We don't talk about all the frequency adverbs. Like, sometimes we play cards. So, it's true to say, sometimes we can or we play cards. Or, we play cards sometimes. So there is no difference between the first sentence and this sentence. The other example. Usually I go shopping with friends. Usually I go shopping with friends. So I can say it, I go shopping with friends usually. I go shopping with friends usually. They are true. So here we have to pay or to draw our attention to sometimes and usually. They can also go at the beginning or the end of the sentence. Now let's move to the second tense, which is present continuous. So now we will talk about present continuous. The form of this verb, of this tense, present continuous, is verb to be plus verb plus ing. Verb to be in the present is are plus verb, main verb, full verb plus ing at the end of the full verb. Examples. Example number 1, I am playing tennis. Here we have to notice and after we have the verb play, then we add ing at the end of it. So the sentence say, I am playing tennis. Now, he is cooking lunch. He is cooking lunch. I am not enjoying my new job. Yes, look at the word not. If we want to make a negative, we have to add not, or we have to put not after the verb to be. I am not enjoying my new job. Example number 4. They are not working today. Here we have also a negative. We have negative. We put not after the verb to be are, so the sentence is negative. They are not working today. What about question? If I want to make question, how can I do that? We can look at example number 5. What is he doing? Here we change between the place of the pronoun he and is. So if I want to make question, I have to change between the is, verb to be, and the subject to pronoun or the pronoun in general. So here, what is he doing? Instead of saying what he is doing, we have to say what is he doing. Number 6, where are you living? So the main sentence was, before making it question, you are living. You are living. If I want to ask, I have to invert between are you and you, and it becomes where are you living? Where are you living? Now let's talk about short answer. Are you going by train? The answer is yes, I am. Or no, I am not. So here there is no need to say yes, I am going by train. Yes, I am is enough. And if we want to negate the sentence, there is no need to say no, I am not going by train. I can say yeah, no, I am not. There is no need to say I am not going by train. And they are short answers. Now let's move to the use or the usage of this tense, present continuous. The present continuous is used to express, yes, number 1, an activity that is happening now. an action that is happening now. I mean at the time of speaking. So I can say, for example, don't turn the TV off. Don't turn the TV off. I am watching it. I am watching it now, at this moment, at present, at the time of speaking, I mean. The second example. You can't speak to Lisa. Why? Because she's having a bath now. I mean at the time of speaking. So here we use present continuous to express an activity that's happening now, that is taking place at the moment of talking, at the moment of speaking. Yes, another use. We use also present continuous to express an activity that is not necessarily happening at the moment of speaking, but is happening around now, around this time. Like this sentence, don't take that book. Jane is reading it. Yes, here Jane isn't reading this book at this moment, but she is reading around now. Around now. Number 2, I am doing a French evening class this year. I am doing a French evening class this year, so I am not at the class now, but I will be in the class around now. A third use for this tense, I mean present continuous, is it uses we can use this tense for or to express a temporary activity. A temporary activity. Like, Peter is a student, but he is working as a waiter during the holidays. Peter is a student, but he's working as a waiter during the holidays. So working here in the sentence, working as a waiter for Peter is a temporary activity. Example number 2. I am living with friends until find a place of my own. Here living with friends is another activity which is temporary. Now let's move to spelling. Before that we can talk about the final use, which is planned future arrangement. If I am planning for something in the future, I can use present continuous. Yes, like I am having lunch with Glenda tomorrow. So here I have a plan. I want to have lunch with Glenda tomorrow, so I can use present continuous to express a planned future arrangement. The second sentence, we are meeting at 1 outside the restaurant. Here also we have a planned future arrangement with somebody, so we can use we use present continuous to express the future. Now we will talk about spelling of verb plus ing. Spelling is important for writing. If I want to write anything, I have to know how I should or I can spell this word or that. So most verbs add ing to the base form of the verb, like go, going, wear, wearing, visit, visiting, eat, and eating. They are simple here. But for verbs that end in one E, we have to omit, we have to delete the E at the end of the verb. Like smoke, smoking. Here smoke, the base word ends with E. We have to omit E. Smoking. Come also, the word come or the verb come ends with E. So we have to omit, we have to delete E at the end of this verb and we add ing. The same thing is with hope, right? Hope becomes hopping, right, writing. But here we have to draw our attention to the verb lie. Here we have to write it like this, lying. We change I and E into Y and add ing. Now for verbs that end in double E, don't drop an E, like agree, agreeing, see, seeing. So here if any verb ends with a double E, there is no need, we don't have to, we mustn't omit double E, we just add ing at the end of the verb. Now for verbs of one syllable with one vowel and one consonant, double the consonant, like stop, stopping, get, getting, run, running, plan, planning, jog, jogging. Here we notice that the P, T, N, and G letters are doubled. If the final consonant is Y or W, it's not doubled. Yeah, like play, playing. Here there is no need to double the final word. And show, showing, we just add ing at the end of the verb. Now I have to finish my lesson and I hope you can get the benefit from this lesson. So goodbye.